When we've created PVIs previously, we've generated them mostly by left-clicking within the profile view. However, we also were able to create PVIs by snapping onto the natural surface. The reference that is used for those particular snaps can actually be changed, so we don't actually have to snap a PVI onto the natural surface. We can actually snap onto a constraint. So to do this, on the top of the VG ribbon there is an IP or PVI reference pull down, and in there we have a list of all the available constraints. We're going to choose the lower min-max constraint that we created, which is the projection of -2% from the existing road centerline. When we use any of the PVI snap buttons, we will now be snapping onto that constraint rather than the natural surface. So you'll probably see we've got a lot of different vertical curves being generated which were created when the profile string was created. We will probably look to now remove those. So we're going to use the Delete All IPs button. We're going to remove all of the PVIs from the design and start from scratch. This means that we haven't got to be too concerned where we're left clicking. So to get started off with, we're going to click on the first PVI button. Now this will snap straight onto where we have a sample or an offset or a station. So left click anywhere you want, somewhere between station 0 and station 116, and you'll see that as soon as you do that, you get that PVI generated for you on top of the constraint. So you can keep clicking, and you'll find that if you are too close to another PVI, maybe you snap right on top of it, it won't let you do that. Now if you want to change the constraint that you're using to snap onto, you can do that by clicking on the pull down, choosing the upper min-max, and then left clicking again. You can see there we're able to do that. Now we have the option of a freehand click, so this is allowing us to snap onto the reference but at a position where we have a cross section taken. If we use the option below, this will be more freehand, so I can actually click wherever I want and I'll end up with a PVI being generated. Press escape to finish adding PVIs. If at any point you decide that the PVI needs to snap onto, say, the natural surface or onto a different constraint, we can actually manage them. So first of all, we choose the reference we want to match onto. So in this case, we could be picking the lower, and then left click close to a PVI that you want to change, which is already on the upper. And when we use the match or move PVI, that will now snap onto the chosen reference, and we can keep running through this process by left clicking near the PVI and matching. So again, this button found on the ribbon is not always about snapping a PVI into a surface, it's also the reference or the constraint that we choose. Click on close. Now at this point, don't worry too much about what you have created or haven't created in comparison to what we've got on screen. We're now going to show you a method of having the software automate the process of snapping PVIs onto the constraints.